Welcome back to Christian World News. In England, the Prince of Wales called for peace in the Middle East and an end to the persecution of Christians there. Prince Charles made the unprecedented plea from the pulpit in London's Westminster Abbey. In recent years, he has spoken out more forcefully on behalf of persecuted minorities. In his message, he praised the Christians who suffered but stayed true to their faith.
In recent years, I have had the great privilege of meeting so many Christians who, with such inspiring faith and courage, are battling oppression and persecution, or who have fled to escape it. Forgiveness, as many of you know far better than I, is not a passive act or submission. Rather, it is an act of supreme courage, of a refusal to be defined by the sin against you.
4 Middle East patriarchs attended the special service, along with the Archbishop of Canterbury, Roman Catholic, Jewish, and Muslim leaders.
In recent years, the church in the Middle East has endured some dark days, but some believe the lives of believers today are reflecting the heroes and heroines of the past in the place where Christianity was born. Chris Mitchell brings us that story from Jerusalem.
Across the Middle East, Christians and the church have suffered terrible persecution, yet there is still optimism here.
I see the church is standing, and standing strong, with all of the difficulties and with all of the atrocities and all the persecution.
Egyptian-born Yvette Isaac believes that's because they're continuing the testimony of the early believers.
I really believe every day a new page of the book of Acts is being written.
And Isaac wants the church in the West to know what's happening here.
There are brothers and sisters, Christian brothers and sisters who are living there. And if it wasn't for them, first, we will not hear about Christianity in the West. Because of the church in the Middle East, Christianity spread all over the world.
Yet she says the pressure on Christians has been enormous.
That's where it's all started. And the enemy's focus is to destroy it. The enemy's focus is to empty the Middle East from Christianity. So he's putting all of this pressure, and we have seen all kinds of pressure under the people.
Isaac hosts a television program to the Middle East, and she believes Christian media can play a big role to help Christians.
The church needs to know the truth. The Christian media needs to air and to show the world the stories from there. If we just depend on the secular media, we will get what's their agenda for the world to hear. But awareness is very important. That's why we have many clips of Christian people that they suffer and they tell their stories.
One of the stories she tells are the Christians who suffered under ISIS.
We go to Iraq and to Syria, and we go to these places, and we try to empower the girls that they came out of captivity. Christians in Syria and in Iraq, they don't want to speak too much. Probably it's a fear, but when we go there, they open up, and they feel like they can open up and tell us their stories. So we share their stories after their permission to the world.
She tells one story of an Orthodox priest and an evangelical pastor.
An Orthodox priest told me, you know, when there was no water and there are only few drops of water left, I would rather divide it with the evangelical pastor, because I know if we both live, we're going to be more powerful together. If I live and he dies, I'm weaker.
She hopes each part of the body of Christ will do their part.
What am I called to do? Especially in the Western world. The Western church needs to understand the importance of the existing of Christians in the Middle East at this time.
Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Coming up, missionaries for the new world, how these young believers are taking the gospel to the tech world.